morning. I'm in Cardiff at the yacht club where I have a berth. Cardiff Yacht Club I can recommend heartily. Great people, great place, super place to do stuff. Now I'm just beginning to do the preparations for this year 2024 Jester challenge, and I've got the boat out of the water. She was hauled out on Saturday, and I've got a few little jobs to do. Let's have a look. The first thing I found, which is a good job that I had a look here, is the some of these bolts here which hold on the windvane steering. The nuts here are in fact, can you see them? You might see these ones a little better on this side in the sun. The nuts they're obviously not 316 stainless because they've corroded. Everything else is fine, the bolts are good, but the nuts have corroded badly, and in fact on this side they've just corroded away to nothing. These ones have completely let go, and without being replaced that probably would have caused me some kind of fairly substantial problem pretty soon. So I'm glad I saw that. Well worth getting her out of the water just for that thing. Apart from that, I'm checking over the underside of the boat. The copper coat that I put on a couple of years ago seems to be working well. It was nothing much sticking to her. She's gone nice and green. I'll be buffing that up to get some more copper exposed. Previous owners put the white line, the boot line, in the wrong place. At the bow here it's just about okay. As you can see, the water line is roughly, it's a bit low maybe, but as we go further back it comes, the white line is going further and further below where the water's been, until at the back here it's like, I don't know, nearly the white line's at least 6 inches or a foot underwater. So I'm sanding her back. I've just started. It's an exhausting task. I'm sanding her back to just about the water line, and I shall re-copper this area. And also another interesting thing is that the paintwork has blistered with being underwater for a long period of time. So I haven't seen that before, but luckily it's only the paint. It's not the as soon as the top layer of paint comes off, the structure underneath is quite sound, so we haven't got a problem with osmosis. So today I'm going to be sanding away. I've made a start, as you can see, sanding away. See if I can do this side perhaps, and if I'm lucky I might be able to do the other side as well. And so next visit, given some decent weather, I can get the copper on and hopefully not spend too long out of the water. It's the 30th of May and I'm in Cardiff in the bay, and this morning I'm planning to leave the bay and start sailing down towards Plymouth, because in Plymouth on the 16th of June the 2024 Jester Challenge begins, and my name is down for it. So I'm setting off on the way. The reason I'm going so early is because it looks as though there's a nice weather window in the next couple of days. There's a high pressure coming in and associated northerly winds. So for me to be going firstly southwest, then south, then southeast, then a little bit of northeast, it's pretty much the right conditions. So I've taken the time to make a start today, and I'm going to head out through the barrage at 10:30. I've got the dinghy stowed away and things are getting prepared. It's just after 12 and we've left Cardiff. Behind me somewhere is Cardiff Bay, and we're tearing along at 6-7 knots downwind. Now we're going to have to go to starboard a bit in a little while, so that's going to harden up, and I think the wind is going to feel a lot stronger then. So I've got one reef in. I'll probably put another one in a moment when we turn, to have both reefs in, because we've got a fair old bit of wind, but we're moving along very nicely, thank you very much. Have a look round. That's Flat Home and Steep Home over there, two little islands, I don't know if you can see them. And over there is Western Superman, and there's the Bristol Channel in front of us. Well, it's lively. Got gusting to 30 knots here. Both two reefs in the sail, two markers in on the Genoa, and we're going fast, but it's quite bumpy at the moment. As you can see, the Mark III is doing a fantastic job of steering, as usual. Splendid little beast of self-steering gear. Make one for yourself, they're not expensive to make. Land's End and Wolf's Rocks over there. That's Lighthouse. And on the other side, fantastic Land's End Hotel, Land's End itself. Some pretty ugly looking rocks. Well, here we are, we're actually nearly there. Not much filming being done in the past 24 hours, I'm afraid. There was a lot more wind than I was expecting when I left Cardiff, and it wasn't long before I had all the reefs in, and I don't know, we were doing 8 knots, 9 knots, absolutely tearing along, but it was extremely bumpy, and I got absolutely soaked by 2 enormous waves that came straight over the top of the boat and drenched me to the skin, and I got very cold. And then I got seasick. I got so seasick I can't remember ever being that seasick. Well, maybe once 20 years ago, but I was really ill for about 12 hours till this morning, really. I was absolutely in a complete state, so keeping lying down as much as possible and just keeping the boat sort of safe. And then by this morning we were out of the Bristol Channel and going down the coast of Cornwall, and I started feeling a little bit better. And in the first 24 hours we did 132 nautical miles, which is not bad for 26-foot Contessa, but it was so uncomfortable I'd rather go a bit slower, which is exactly what's happening right now. I've rounded the Land's End and we're past Lizard Point and headed in, for pointing vaguely up towards Plymouth, which is the fit destination for the time being. The wind's all gone away, all apart from 7 knots of it, and so for the first time in 2 days I've got all the sails up, shaken all the spiders out of them, so we're now having to beat against this north wind, which is fading away rapidly, to get up into Plymouth Sound and the marina there. I expect I'll be there probably in the morning at this rate. It's quite slow now, doing about 3 or 4 knots and not in the direction we want to go. So yeah, the sun's come out lovely and all is well. Here's a quick view around as we come in towards Plymouth. Lovely and calm and flat. Sun going down. Lovely evening, Plymouth. Here we come. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock on Saturday and I've just had a tea and a biscuit. Well, I've still got some tea left actually. And the weather is beautifully calm. The sun is out, the sea is smooth, and I'm about 1.5 miles away from Plymouth Breakwater. So, nearly there. I'll show you Plymouth from here, but this camera probably isn't going to pick it up very nicely. It's a bit misty as well. In about 20 minutes I'll be tacking in to onto a starboard tack to get into the harbour itself and past that famous Plymouth Breakwater. So I'm just going to finish off my tea. Coming up close to the Plymouth Breakwater now. I'm just going to put a tack in to get round the west side of it by the lighthouse. Have a quick look. I've made a little modification to my Mark III steering gear because there's a kind of a poop deck at the back of this boat and on all British Contessa 26s. I've been having to jump up there and manually move the thing. Well, I've made a kind of pulley at the bottom by thickening the bottom plate and putting a cord around it, and it's now quite easy to control. So I'm just going to put another tack in and get us hopefully in towards the Marina. That's it. Cool, eh? Okay, we're inside the breakwater now, and time to call the Marina, I think, and see what they want to do with us. They claim to be 24/7, so let's give them a call, see what happens. Mayflower Marina, Mayflower Marina. This is Green Tambourine. Green Tambourine, over.
Green Tambourine, this is Mayflower, over.
Good morning, Mayflower. I am booked to stay with you for a few nights from today. I'm just inside the breakwater now and heading towards you. Can you allocate me a berth, over?
Green Tambourine, this is Mayflower. Can you confirm your length is 7.9 metres?
Oh yeah, 26 foot in old money.
Green Tambourine, this is Mayflower. Yes, if you'd like to come on to berth, Charlie 34, Charlie 34, that's portside 2 for offenders.
Charlie 34, portside 2, that's brilliant, thank you very much. Well, that was easy. I'll just make a note of that before I forget it. Right, now, Contessa 26 is really brilliant at heaving too. Let me show you how good she is, then we'll take the sails down. First we put in a tack. Leave the sail, leave the foresail alone. As soon as she comes back, that's it. Put the helm back the other way. And everything comes to a halt. Done. Right, let's get out of this heave too. Put the helm over the other way. Helm hard over. Off we go. It pains me much, but to get through here, I'm going to have to start the engine.
Sailor lads, take warning when you land on New York shore. You'll have to get up early to be smarter than a whore and away. Santy, my dear Annie, oh, you New York girls can't